Alien twin whispered. We were bad, Mom left us. A man and his dog gave them hope. The sky above the ruins changed color the next morning. Elias noticed it first while feeding the twins warm nutrient paste from his field kit. The light through the broken hull shifted from pale blue to sharp silver. Coda stopped chewing and lifted his head. His ears went stiff. He growled low, not loud but serious. Elias knew that sound. Company, Elias said quietly. The alien twins froze. Their small glowing bodies dimmed, colors fading toward gray. One of them whispered in a shaking voice, "They came back, we did something wrong." Elias stood slowly and looked out through the cracked viewport. 3 galactic compliance ships hovered above the wreckage, smooth, perfect, and cold. They were not rescue ships, they were enforcement vessels. A voice echoed through the broken corridors, amplified and calm. Human scavenger Elias Rowe, you are in possession of classified biological assets. Step away from the juveniles. Elias felt anger rise in his chest, hot and sharp. He had heard that tone before. It was the tone people used when they believed they were right and did not care who they hurt. He placed himself between the twins and the open corridor. They're not assets, he said. They're kids. There was a pause. Then the voice replied, correction. They are unstable remnants of a failed species unit. Their mother abandoned them during evacuation. By galactic law, they are to be collected or neutralized. The twins began to shake. One whispered again, barely louder than breath. Mom said, we were broken. Coda moved forward and sat directly in front of them. His body was solid and warm. He did not bark. He did not growl. He just stayed there. Elias clenched his fists. That law, Elias said, is wrong. The voice sounded almost amused. Human opinion is not relevant. A group of alien officers entered the wreck. They were tall, thin, and wrapped in white armor that reflected the light. Their faces were hidden behind smooth masks. One stepped closer and looked down at the twins. Emotional contamination confirmed, the officer said. Remove them. The twins cried out and pressed into Coda's fur. Please, one said, we will be good, we promise. Something broke inside Elias. No, he said loudly. Every officer turned toward him. You will not touch them. The lead officer tilted its head. You are obstructing galactic process. I'm invoking human asylum doctrine, Elias said. The officers paused. Repeat, the lead officer said. Elias took a deep breath. His heart was racing, but his voice stayed steady. Under human asylum doctrine, any sentient being requesting protection from harm has the right to safety under human care, especially children. The silence stretched. Then one officer let out a sound that might have been laughter. Human laws have no authority here. Elias nodded. That's what everyone says until they read the fine print. He tapped his wrist console. A small hologram appeared, projecting legal text and symbols. Lines of data streamed fast. Humans signed the Galactic Accord, Elias continued. And inside that accord is a clause, Article 7, Section 12. The officers watched as the text highlighted itself. When a member species demonstrates a successful care model for a classified risk group, Elias said, they gain temporary protective jurisdiction. The lead officer stiffened. You cannot demonstrate such care. Elias gestured behind him. Coda hasn't attacked them. I haven't attacked them. They haven't attacked anyone. One of the twins peeked out from behind Coda and whispered, we don't want to hurt anyone. The data continued to scroll. Elias smiled slightly. Looks like that counts. The officers began speaking rapidly to each other in sharp, clicking tones. Their comm was cracking. Finally, the lead officer turned back. This protection is temporary, it said. You will be monitored. Fine, Elias replied. The officers backed away, returning to their ships. The silver light faded as the vessels lifted and vanished into the clouds. When they were gone, the wreck felt quiet again. The twins slowly relaxed. They didn't take us, one whispered. No, Elias said gently. They didn't. Coda wagged his tail. The journey back to Elias' home was slow. His shelter was a small outpost near the edge of human-controlled space. It was not fancy. It was metal walls, solar panels, and a garden patch he barely kept alive, but it was safe. The twins stared at everything as if it were a dream. Wind, birds, the sound of Coda running ahead and back again. "What is this place?" one asked. "Home," Elias said. The word made them go quiet. That night they sat together near a small heater. Elias cooked simple food. Coda slept nearby, one eye open. The twins glowed softly, colors shifting like calm water. "No one ever stayed," one twin said. "They always leave." Elias looked at them. "I'm not leaving," he said. The twins did not answer, but their light grew brighter. The next day the messages began. First came warnings from the Galactic Compliance Network. Then came observers. Drones floated near the outpost, watching silently. Ships passed overhead. The galaxy was paying attention. News spread fast. Humans shelter abandoned alien weapons. Emotional instability risk rises on Earth. Why humans interfere with necessary order. Elias ignored it. He focused on the twins. He taught them simple things: how to hold a cup, how to laugh when Coda chased his own tail, how to sit quietly and breathe when their emotions grew too strong. Something strange began to happen. The twins stopped glowing wildly. Their light became steady, calm. Galactic sensors noticed immediately. Reports flooded in. Emotional surge levels dropping. "This makes them more dangerous." Elias crossed his arms. "No," he said, "it makes them healthy." The officer's voice grew sharp. "Your emotional bonding is corrupting the control model." Elias looked at the twins, who were drawing shapes in the dirt with Coda watching closely. "Maybe your model was wrong," Elias said. The officer was silent. Across the stars, something shifted. For the first time, the galaxy saw data it could not ignore. Human care was working, not through force, not through fear, through kindness. And that scared them more than any weapon. The galaxy decided humans were wrong. That decision did not come with anger or shouting. It came with paperwork, warnings, and quiet threats. To the Galactic Council, emotion was a weakness. Control was safety. And the twins were proof that humans did not understand danger. Elias felt it the morning the sky darkened again. Coda stood near the door, tail low, eyes fixed on the horizon. The twins stopped their quiet game and looked up at the clouds. Their glow flickered not from fear but from awareness. "They are coming," one twin said softly. Elias stepped outside. This time the ships were not just watching. A full compliance extraction fleet hovered above the land, heavy, silent, final. A message appeared on Elias' console. "Final notice, transfer required." Elias exhaled slowly. He had known this day would come. Inside the shelter, the twins sat close together. Their light shimmered in calm waves. They were not shaking anymore. They were not hiding. "Are we in trouble?" one asked. Elias knelt in front of them. "No," he said. "You didn't do anything wrong." The twins looked at Coda, who sat beside Elias like a statue carved from loyalty. "They want us to go," the other twin said. "They want control," Elias replied. "Not safety." The door shook as something landed outside. The lead compliance officer entered, surrounded by guards. Their armor gleamed brighter than before. Weapons hummed but stayed lowered. "For record," the officer said, "human Elias Rowe has failed to comply." Elias stood. "For record," he answered, "the twins are stable, health improved, emotional balance achieved." The officer turned its masked face toward the twins. "Your care has unlocked suppressed capability," it said. "They are now too powerful to remain free." One twin stood. Coda rose instantly, placing himself between the officer and the child. The twin's voice was calm. "We are not weapons." The officer paused. "That is irrelevant." The air changed. The twins' light brightened, not sharp, not violent, but wide and steady. The walls hummed softly like a deep breath. Sensors on the officer's armor flashed warnings. "Psychic field expanding," a guard said. Elias raised his hand. "Easy," he said gently. The twins looked at him. He nodded once. They breathed. The hum softened, the field stabilized. Every alien in the room froze. That, Elias said, is control. The officer took a step back. This has never been recorded, it said. That's because no one tried helping them before, Elias replied. The officer raised one arm. Extraction will proceed. The guards moved forward. Coda barked once. It was loud, sharp, clear. The twins reacted without thinking. Light burst outward not as an attack but as a shield. The guards were lifted gently off the ground and set down several steps away. No pain, no damage, just distance. The room went silent. The twins stared at their own hands. "We didn't mean," one began. "You did fine," Elias said quickly. "You protected, you didn't hurt anyone," the officer stared. "You chose restraint," it said slowly. "Yes," the twin answered, "because we were taught." Outside, ships shifted position. Weapons powered up, but did not fire. Across the galaxy, millions of screens lit up. This was being broadcast. Humans, aliens, and watchers from worlds Elias had never heard of saw it all. Children who could destroy fleets chose not to. Because a human taught them kindness, because a dog stayed close when they were afraid, the Galactic Council called an emergency session. The officer received new orders mid-standoff. "Stand down," the voice from above said. "Observe only." The officer lowered its arm. "This situation is under review." The guards backed away. The twins' light faded to a soft glow. Elias let out a breath he did not know he was holding. The days that followed were tense. Ships remained in orbit, but no one came down. Scientists argued. Generals shouted. Data poured in faster than the council could process it. Every test showed the same thing. The twins' power increased with emotional stability. Fear caused chaos. Care created control. That broke everything the galaxy believed. Elias sat with the twins one evening watching Coda sleep. "Why did Mom leave us?" one twin asked quietly. Elias did not answer right away. "Sometimes," he said, "people are taught the wrong things. They think leaving is safer than staying." The twins were silent. "But staying," Elias continued, "that's how you build something better." The twins leaned closer to Coda. "We want to stay," one said. Elias smiled. "So do I." The council made one final attempt. A high-ranking delegate arrived. Not a soldier, not an officer, a speaker. "We fear what we do not control," the delegate admitted during the meeting. "Your species does the opposite." "We trust," Elias said. "That trust could destroy us." Elias looked at the twins through the glass. "Or save you," he replied. The delegate watched as Coda rolled onto his back and the twins laughed, bright, honest sounds that echoed softly. The delegate lowered its head. "We were wrong," it said, not loudly, but clearly. Across the stars, something old cracked. The fleet withdrew, not fully, but enough. The twins were granted temporary protection status. Earth was labeled a trial sanctuary, and humanity was officially marked as unpredictable. Elias liked that. As night fell, the twins stood outside looking at the stars. "We were bad," one whispered, repeating old words. Elias corrected them. "No," he said, "you were scared." Coda barked softly as if agreeing. The twins glowed brighter than ever, not with power, with hope. And for the first time the galaxy understood something simple and terrifying. Humans did not win by being stronger. They won by being kind. The galaxy did not sleep. For weeks after the fleet withdrew, debates filled every channel. Councils argued. Scientists rewrote old theories. Generals demanded answers that did not exist. Across thousands of worlds, one image repeated again and again on public screens. A human man standing calmly. A simple dog at his side. Two alien children glowing with quiet strength. No weapons, no fear, only trust. Elias felt the weight of it every morning. Ships still floated in orbit, but they no longer threatened. Observers watched from a distance, silent and careful, like animals seeing fire for the first time. Inside the sanctuary, life went on. The twins learned words faster now. They learned jokes. They learned how to help Elias in the garden, even though the plants were stubborn and earth soil felt strange to their hands. Coda stayed close always. If the twins felt overwhelmed, he sat beside them. If their light flickered too fast, he rested his head against their legs. The glow always settled. The data showed something no one could deny. The twins were no longer unstable. They were thriving. One morning, Elias received a message marked galactic priority. The council was coming, not with fleets, with witnesses. The meeting took place on open ground beneath Earth's sky. Delegates from dozens of species arrived, their forms strange and varied. Some floated, some walked, some glided on fields of light. The twins stood beside Elias. They did not hide. Coda sat proudly in front of them, tail slow but steady. The lead council speaker stepped forward. For cycles beyond counting, the speaker said, we believed fear was wisdom, control was safety. The speaker turned toward the twins. We were wrong. The words rippled across the field. Murmurs followed. Some delegates shifted uncomfortably. Others leaned forward, watching closely. These children, the speaker continued, were labeled threats because they were abandoned. Their mother believed fear would protect the many. The twins listened quietly. But humans chose another path, the speaker said. They stayed. Screens activated around the field displaying data, charts, readings, calm lines where chaos once ruled. Human emotional care, the speaker said, has achieved what containment never did. Elias said nothing. He just rested a hand on Coda's head. The speaker raised one arm. By unanimous vote, it announced, the Galactic Council recognizes Earth as the first sanctuary world. Gasps spread through the delegates. All sentient juveniles abandoned or condemned under former risk laws may request asylum under human protection. The twins' glow pulsed bright. One whispered, they said yes. Elias smiled. Yes, he said, they did. The galaxy changed faster than anyone expected. Requests arrived from distant systems. Children of strange shapes and minds. Some were feared for their strength, some for their minds, some simply because no one understood them. Humans welcomed them, not with cages, with homes. Across Earth and human colonies, sanctuaries formed. Families stepped forward. Scientists worked alongside caregivers. Dogs, cats, and other animals became quiet heroes, grounding minds no technology ever could. The twins became symbols. They appeared on broadcasts, speaking in clear, calm voices. We were told we were bad, one said, but we were just alone, the other finished. The galaxy listened. Even their mother watched. She stood on a distant world, staring at the screen, older now, tired. Her species had praised her for leaving, had called it strength, but seeing the twins, healthy, confident, smiling, broke something inside her. She whispered words she had never allowed herself before. I was wrong. She never came, but she no longer believed the lie. And that mattered. Years passed. The twins grew taller. Their light deepened in color, steady and strong. They learned control not through fear but understanding. They chose new names, names that meant hope and stay in their language. Elias aged. His hair turned gray. His steps slowed. Coda grew old too. One quiet night, Coda lay beneath the stars, breathing softly. The twins sat close, their light warm and gentle. Elias knelt beside his friend. You did good, Elias whispered. Coda's tail moved once. Then he slept. The twins felt it. Their light dimmed not from fear but from sorrow. He stayed, one whispered. Yes, Elias said. He always stayed. They buried Coda beneath the tree he loved, where sunlight touched the ground just right. The next day, something unexpected happened. Across the galaxy, statues appeared, not of warriors, not of fleets, but of a man kneeling, hand on a dog's head with two children standing behind him. The title beneath them read, Gentle Strength. In Elias' final years, the twins cared for him. They read to him, walked with him, sat quietly when words were not needed. You adopted us, one said softly one evening. Elias smiled. No, he said, you adopted me. When Elias passed, the galaxy paused. Messages came from worlds that had never spoken to humans before. "Thank you," they said. "We stayed because you showed us how." The twins stood beneath the stars, holding hands. "We will keep the doors open," Hope said. "We will stay," Stay said. And they did. The galaxy never forgot the lesson, that the strongest species was not the one with the biggest fleets, not the one with the loudest weapons, but the one willing to kneel beside the frightened, to listen, to stay. Humans did not conquer the stars, they adopted them.